There are tiny little raccoons wearing glasses reading books on my socks, and they're really cute, but you don't get to see them. We're just not at that level of trust yet. Let's talk about some books I read. Cheaper by the Dozen, Frank and Ernestine Gilbreth. This is, okay, there were 2 movies made about this book. One from like the 50s, 1953, I don't know. Myrna Loy's in it, haven't watched it. The other one is like 2005, I don't know, early 2000s, Steve Martin. That's probably the one you know if you've heard of Cheaper by the Dozen. That movie is nothing like this book, by the way, the newer one. This is about the Gilbreth family. Frank and Lillian Gilbreth are in the, what's it called? What's it called? Oh, motion study. Okay. Frank and Lillian Gilbreth are in the motion study business, which essentially means analyzing all of the movements and actions it takes to complete a job, and then going in and minimizing those movements to make it as efficient as possible to complete a task. It's mostly applied in like factories, factory work, but Frank here, our father of the story, was really obsessed with motion study and applied it at home. And you know, to just have like, haha, quirky upbringing, it's fun. It's told in little like anecdotes almost, so it's not really a linear story. It's just kind of little funny haha things. And it's entertaining. It's a really fascinating family dynamic. It's a fun little read. This was 3.5 stars for me. I enjoyed it. It was nice. I will say, Lillian, the mother, is often not like written off, but like referred to in a like dear mother sort of sense, very like 1940s, 1950s, very like, oh, haha, mother. I don't know. When she was important in the motion study industry as well, and like did her own research. She's the reason we have shelves in our refrigerators, or the foot pedal trash can, and the entire way that like a modern kitchen is set up is because of Lillian Gilbreth. But you don't really learn a lot about that in here. I think they wrote a second one, Bells on Their Toes, which is more about like after their father died and their mother kind of took over the family. I think there's more about her in that. I haven't read that one. I've only read this one. It's fun. I want to watch the 50s movie because I think it's more in tune with the book than the classic Steve Martin one is. So it was fun. If you want something fun and light, and you like it's at your library or it's at a clearance bookstore, I think it's fun. You should read it.
Not funny enough.
Didn't know my #1 hater was behind the camera today.
So much yapping too. Man, long-winded.
How long did it think of you to think up those insults? Okay, what's next? The Hidden City, Charles Finch. This is fun. I entered one of those little giveaways on Instagram and I won this book as like an art copy. That was so fun. That doesn't happen that often. This is Minotaur. Thank you, Minotaur. Enjoyed this book. 5-star book for me. I enjoyed it a lot. This is about Detective Charles Lennox. Oh. He named the character after himself. Detective Charles Lennox, in Victorian London, he's a sleuth, a detective. He's a lord, I believe. I think he's a lord, so he's like in the aristocracy. He has a nice, a cute, big manor house. His wife is like a budding suffragette. I enjoyed this a lot. It's not like a super thrilling mystery at the heart of this, you know? I wasn't really interested in the mystery portion so much as I was like the setting, the vibes, the like family drama, family discussion. That part I think was really fun and really well done. And I just love the idea of a mystery series, like a historical fiction mystery series. I think that's so fun. I don't really know. It just sounds fun to me. And I enjoyed how this book was written. I think this is, I don't know, this is part of a series, so this is like the 10th or 12th. This is pretty far into the series. I don't think you need to have read any of the prior books to have read this one. I didn't, and I hopped into it and really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was very compelling for not being a super like thrilling mystery. I really like enjoyed reading this. It kind of took me by surprise. I don't know, really solid 5 stars. Okay, yeah, I think that's it for this book. I enjoyed it. It was really fun. I think if you like mysteries and if you like historical fiction, I think this would be a really good option. I will definitely be picking up the other books in the series. These Summer Storms, Sarah MacLean. What is this about rich people? Rich people being bad. Alice Storm has been estranged from her family. Her father is basically supposed to be like a Steve Jobs character. He like started this huge technology for the world and now everyone uses it and they're like gazillionaires. But she is estranged. And then, this isn't a spoiler, it's in the little summary, I think. Yes. Her father dies and she has to go back home and deal with her crazy rich family. And then it turns out that he basically, to get their inheritance, he set up this kind of crazy, outlandish challenge, family challenge that everyone has to do. They all have their little tasks. And then, ruh-roh, her father's That made me want to actually jump out of my skin. Anyways, her father's like second in command is there, and whoa, he's cute, she likes him, romance. I actually really enjoyed this. It was fun. It was like, it was never silly. I really enjoyed the like setting. I thought that was well done. It was interesting. It was intriguing. I wanted to know more about their relationships. I was expecting, I don't really know why. I think maybe like because of the cover and the summary, I was expecting it to be a little more like literary fiction-y, but this felt romancy. This was definitely more of a romance. Oh, look who decided to finally join us. It was interesting. I liked it. I had a good time. It was a little heavy on the tropes, like the conversation between your main character and her like romantic interest. Similarly, kind of made me want to jump out of my skin. It was very like TikTok trend trope booky. So that kind of took me out of it. Sometimes the cringiness, but it wasn't that bad. It was still like everything else made it really enjoyable. Yeah, sometimes it was a little bit too much like I am the alpha man, small woman. I don't know. I didn't like that part. Yeah, but yeah, this was 4 stars. If you like romance, if you like reading about rich people doing bad things, this is a solid option. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy too, so Alice's father is dead when the story starts. That's like what starts off the whole book. But I think Sarah MacLean did a good job of making him feel like a character throughout the book. Like, you never felt like hollow, estranged father. You really kind of got to know him like a character, even though he was dead the whole time. I appreciated that. I thought that was really well done. It's solid. How am I doing?
You're doing pretty good. That one was better.
Better than what?
Better than your first one.
I'm gonna fire you. Today, you probably don't care, I'm gonna tell you anyway because this is my video. I'm drinking what is it? 0 sugar cherry Coke. It's delicious. Out of my never give up koozie. Never give up. The Man Made of Smoke by Alex North. This book is about Dan Garvey. He witnessed a crime as a child, narrowly escaping an encounter with a notorious serial killer. And now he is essentially like a psychologist, I don't know exactly the correct term, but he is basically like a therapist for killers, murderers, etc., at a prison. And then his father dies under suspicious circumstances, and he has to revisit the small island community where he grew up and solve the murder, and then things from his past come back. Whoa. This was 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this. With a lot of books that say like, ooh, it's creepy, it's scary, you're gonna be scared. I'm not. I don't know. I don't really know why, but that typically doesn't work for me. This was creepy. This had a creep factor. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Yeah, the atmosphere is very dark. It's foreboding. It keeps that through the whole book, which I think is also nice. So the main character is very, he's reserved and very suppressed, but his inner thoughts kind of keep the narrative moving at a like very quick pace, which I appreciated. I thought that was really well done. Yeah, there's not a lot of characters, which I think kind of helps you get a little more attached, flesh out the characters who are involved in the story. I also liked, unless I am missing something and was just like kind of silly not paying attention, he never really says where this island community is, so he never identifies like a country. It's a place with a cold climate, so I was kind of assuming perhaps off the coast of England or something. I don't know, but he never exactly identifies that, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. I feel like not very many authors do that, but I thought that was fun. So a lot of like mystery thrillers kind of, in my opinion, try to be very, or are just very like gimmicky and very like, oh, there's a twist at the end, no matter what, there's always gonna be a twist and you're not gonna know what it is, and then you're like, uh-oh, it's the main character's best friend's aunt who's actually a ghost. That was the killer the whole time. I don't like that. That is not fun for me. This felt not like that. I felt like I had a real chance of figuring this one out, which I typically don't really feel like, because I just know they're gonna pull some crazy thing at the end that's just so they can be like, there's a plot twist. Didn't feel like that. It was just nice. I don't know. It was a good one. I definitely think if you like kind of scary stuff, you like mystery thrillers, I think you should pick this one up. I don't know if I said, but 4.5 stars. Really, really enjoyed this one. This week, I was watching all of my hopes and dreams get crushed right in front of my eyes in real time. I watched Hamlin have the NASCAR championship ripped away from him in the last 40 seconds of a race, and then I watched the Cowboys lose to the Cardinals. It's not been a good week for me. I'm listening to Hey Nothing, released a new song called Seeing You. I think it's very good. I think you should listen to it. This week, I am reading Absalom, Absalom by William Faulkner. So, technically speaking, I have finished the text of Absalom, Absalom, but I picked up the Norton Critical Edition because I was intrigued by all of the end matter. This this little middle portion here. Here, I'll point at it with my middle finger. This is the text of Absalom, Absalom. This is the book. It's about like 256-ish pages. All of this is the further writings from William Faulkner. You get background and context, contemporary reception, so writings from people like in newspapers or whatever reacting to it when it was published, and some like literary criticism. I really enjoy this edition. It's, well, okay, I won't get into it because I'm gonna do a whole, this will be in a later video, but I'm liking this edition. Pretty sure it's for students at school, but I like it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I love you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I love you. Bye. Okay, that's all for today, but I think before we go, we should see what Tiny Zendaya's up to. Tiny Zendaya's reading White Horse by Erica T. Worth. Tiny Zendaya, Halloween was last week.